Hello and welcome to this podcast edition of Sam's Alternatives with me, Sam, episode 49. I'll be chatting to Gus from Newcastle Metal band Cascade Effect shortly. Just going to do a recap of what's been happening in the last couple of weeks since the last episode. Decimator, Forever at Midnight, Widower, Lamassu, Dream on Dreamer, The Local Romance, Ashes of Autumn, My Deceased Estate, New Age, The Nameless, Product of Neglect, also Fall Weather, Vex, Civilian, Sunless, all dropping new music. Interviews coming up Saturday the 13th of December, Terry Troyan, Sunday the 21st of December, Suspended Animation, Sunday the 28th of December, Flowers for Jane, Thursday the 8th of January, Pendle Hill, Tuesday the 13th of January, Seek Misery, Sunday the 18th of January, Virtues, Sunday the 1st of February, New Age, Tuesday the 17th of February, In the Esky, Saturday March 1, Grimlock, Tuesday the 10th of March, Sheepdog Inc., and Sunday the 15th of March, Swords Bros. Next week, the top 2,600 best songs of the 2020 so far, Aussie and New Zealand songs, starts. 2,600 to 2,501 will be announced on next week's episode. What has made the countdown? The suspense. I cannot wait to bring it to you. This is a countdown like no other. It's going to be one for the ages. So many big contenders have multiple entries, let alone in the top 1,000, the whole countdown. Who will take out number one? Red or Kin, Seek Misery, Disgust, Total Buzzkill, Ocean Sleeper, Crooked Royals, Alt, you've got Awake in Time, Vault Hill, they're all contenders. Gus is in the lobby from Cascade Effect. Let's start this interview, as they say. Afternoon, Gus. Oh, hello.
Hello.
Hello, yeah.
Are we there?
Yeah, I'm here. How you going?
I'm good. It's good that we can finally actually meet. So I know last time you got the guys on, I was one day into quite an annoying bout of COVID, so
Oh, I think that's excusable in the circumstances, Gus. I'd actually completely forgotten that you had COVID the last time you were meant to jump on until you mentioned it when I messaged you. I'm like, oh yeah, you did have it. Not that
there was a reason I wasn't there.
Not that
I didn't just bail on you.
You don't want to
Got
reminisce on that, no.
Actually, I haven't been sick. Like, I don't think I've been sick, period, with like a cold since then. So it's been a good run.
All right, let's not jinx it over WebEx though.
Yeah, fair.
But nah, it's awesome to. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna ask: is my aircon bothering you? Is it too loud? Because like on my end, it's pretty loud. Okay, sick.
I can't hear anything on your end except your voice, Gus.
That's perfect. That's perfect. That's what I was hoping because I didn't want to turn it off because it's absolutely boiling here. So
Yeah. Well, it's not too bad here in Gippsland. It's probably early 20s and sunny, but not as bad as it was. I think it was Thursday we hit 32, and that was a bit too hot for my liking.
yeah, it's starting to get up there. We got a 38 day and it's supposedly closing in on 40 up here. Yeah, I was lucky that because I own my own business, so during those sort of hours, I just came home and sat in the aircon for a little bit.
Yeah, well, I guess that's the bonus, isn't it? You're your own boss and your own business. You could say, oh, it's too hot, I'll just go home in the afternoon.
What are you going to do? Fire me? I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure you can't fire yourself, Gus, or it's pretty hard to fire yourself.
It would just be inadvisable. It's probably bad business practice.
Oh, but nah, it's awesome to have you on, Gus, and I was flexible because it actually worked in better for me because I'd finished work at 3 today, and 4 might have been just a bit of a push. I could have probably done it, but 5:30, I'm like, nah, no tight schedule on this end tonight, so...
So me and my girlfriend, we normally watch the UFC. It's like the last big card of the year, and normally it starts 2 hours earlier than it did today. So we were like, oh mate, it's going to go over. It literally finished at like 5:10 or something. So there was no way I would have made 4.
No.
So yeah, we tore back. got cleaned up, and here I am.
Yep. And I was just saying in the interview or in the room before you jumped on that this is episode 49. I thought you might have been episode 50, but you're the one before it. But still, one of the
Hey, you
first
want to know a fun
49
fact?
interviews.
49 was out my place up the road, and every single band that I've been in, even to this point, has jammed in that space at 49. That's where I had all my housemates, made all my friends in music and stuff is at that house. So it's fitting. It's perfect.
It's almost a coincidence, isn't it?
It's fate. That's what it is.
Well, I'm close to 49, my address, but it's up a bit. It's actually 55, not 49.
Yeah, I have
So,
no stories for 55. Sorry, mate.
no, I'm trying to think. No, I don't have any story to 55. It's just where I've lived the last 12 years, so there's no actual connection to it.
No, it's 12 years of fucking life.
Oh,
Surely some interesting things have happened there.
oh yeah, there's been some great things that have happened here, but I wouldn't say life changing or life events, I wouldn't think.
Hey, but you lived through those times. There you go.
And a few of those years I won't mention because we already heard that word that happened the last or first 2
Oh,
years of the 2020s.
mate, if we get into that, I've got some fun stories about COVID. I didn't mind it personally.
I'm sort of on the fence, Gus, with COVID. I was sort of like, it was annoying that I couldn't do certain things, but in a way, if it wasn't for COVID, it wouldn't have opened my eyes to a lot of things. Like, obviously, I
Mm,
loved doing the radio show, but I think it was sort of time to sort of step back and say, is there another thing I could do that's still to do with music? And obviously, the podcasts.
okay.
Yeah.
So that's when you started it.
Yeah, so 2020, 26th of April, the audio one started, should I mention?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right. Because I've only just like heard of you over the past couple of years, so I was actually under the impression that you'd been doing this for quite a bit. But I guess when I think about it, that was actually at least 5 years ago now, COVID. So
Yeah. And
that
it's funny though, because like for me, the 2020s, COVID sucked. I'm not going to beat around the bush with that. But the
yeah.
music that has come out since the start of 2020 here in Australia and New Zealand is fucking amazing, which is probably the biggest positive of anything.
Mm. I think honestly, like, I haven't been in the scene like for a while, at least around Newcastle. Like Australia, like generally, our metal scene, or at least the quality of the music that we produce, is really highly regarded. You know, like I've been all over the world. Not music, just for travel. But you always get chatting to people, and they're like, you sort of fall in with metalheads and stuff, and you have a bit of a chat about the music, and everyone's just, oh yeah, Aussie deathcore, yeah, or you know what I mean, or they've always got some story about some band that they absolutely love from Australia. So
Yeah.
I think we're well above our weight in terms of quality.
Because we're so far away from everywhere, like from Europe and Canada and the States, like we're thousands of miles from any of those.
Oh, bro, like touring, like when you go through Europe and you just see like a local band's tour schedule, like you're going to be playing small towns and whatnot. And it's like for us when we'd go on tour, if we weren't doing the whole rural thing, it's like you got Melbourne, Canberra, no, like the ACT generally, Sydney, and then like usually it's an East Coast thing. We never hit up the West Coast. And it's like you just think of the distance that you'd have to travel for those shows. Whereas for them, it's like where one of my best friends is, she has like a few really decent metal venues within her country, and it's like an hour drive between them. Like you can set up an entire national tour in the Netherlands, and you're really like you're traveling maybe half an hour to an hour to each one each night. So
Like,
doesn't that sound good? And then it's to another country. Just go over to Germany. She does her shopping in Germany.
oh,
And we just
if I travelled an hour from where I live in Warrigal and Gippsland, That wouldn't even hit
Yeah,
Melbourne, let alone.
right. When I had my friend over, she was complaining about having to drive to the north of the Netherlands, Amsterdam. I'm like, I was taking her to Queensland from Newcastle. I'm like, strap in. So we'd done a 2 hour stint, which takes you from here to about maybe Port Macquarie or something. But if
Oh,
you're going along the highway, it's just trees, trees, and you maybe you like sort of intersect the beach a little bit or whatever, but nothing happens. It's just empty road, and she's just like, what is going on? This road doesn't end. I'm like, what? We haven't even hit the end of the state yet. We still have about a solid 5 hours before that happens.
yeah.
And we're going to Brisbane. So, maybe get a nap in or something.
Because I'm thinking, yeah, Port Macquarie would still be 6 or 7 hours from Brisbane minimum, really.
From Brizzy, it's yeah, yeah, close. I think it's probably a touch more, but that might be more to do with a lot of traffic that you get. So from Newey to get to Coffs, where my friends and family are, I usually have to travel close to 4 hours, 3.5, 4 hours, and then from there you've got another minimum four to get up to like Brizzy itself. I'm pretty sure.
And that's not
So we
calculating in stops, obviously.
no, I hit it. I don't stop. If I'm going to Cops, I just go
Yeah.
because I've seen that road too many times. I don't want to stop. I just want to get to where I'm
No, Newey and all that area is pretty relevant to me because my real dad actually, well, doesn't live in Newcastle, but sort of up that way in Terrigal and has lived in Matcham. So I know that area, sort of, yeah, Port Macquarie and Coffs, Ballina. I actually know it pretty well.
Yeah, okay. So you've been up there a few times, have you?
Yeah, so my real dad had a beach house or holiday house in Terrigal, and we'd normally go up to like, yeah, Newcastle or maybe even further. I've been on a couple of road trips to, yeah, Newcastle and Coffs and
Yeah,
Grafton and all those sorts of places. Nice
yeah,
places
good old.
too.
Yeah, yeah, it is. Like, well, I grew up in well, I moved a lot. So I started in the Blue Mountains. Eventually, I found my base sort of around Cops, Dorrigo way. It's beautiful. Like, we were so lucky back then. We didn't realize it, but because the rent was so cheap, we actually had like a little apartment across from the beach. So, I just, after school, I just surfing every day. Things just were a lot easier, just like to access as well. Because like now, for relatively cheap rent, you have to sort of get further and further away from like the beach or the things I like to do, at least in Newcastle. So yeah, those were good days. Living across from the beach, perfect.
Oh, that sounds like the ideal house to have or place to live is opposite a beach, especially
Oh
in
mate,
summer.
yeah. Would you believe that unit went for $90,000? Sold, not for rent. Like they sold it for 90 grand, and Mum turned it down. She's like, I don't have the money. And this is we're talking about like 20 years ago, but like now something like that is like forget about it. 600,
Oh,
something like directly.
minimum.
Yeah, yeah,
Well, even
absolutely.
like I've heard like rent some parts of Melbourne that it's not even in the CBD. I had a mate that lived out at Alec, which is about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour from the CBD, and they were paying $450 a week for a 3 bedroom place. Now that sounds all right, but if it's just the
That
one
does sound right.
person, that's
Oh
what.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That sucks. You can't do it with one. You need a partner or like a housemate or something. This place here, when I first moved in, was about 490, which was ridiculous, like ridiculously cheap. But then our owner, he clocked on that, hey, wait a minute, the rental's gone up. He's from I believe he's Chinese, so he's like a foreign investor, I guess. It's like, wait a minute, I should put the rent up. So every year it's just been slammed. It's gone up to 600 now. I had a
Oh,
good thing going.
2,500 a month. Far out. I don't guess not many parts of Australia get that like
Oh, mate,
cheap.
I live in New South Wales. It's insane. It's absolutely insane.
No.
Yeah, I'm
All
happy with the way that market's going.
right. Oh. All right. Well, we've covered about 15 minutes of everything and anything and haven't actually discussed anything about Cascade Effect. Now, just wanna, Ez doesn't know I'm doing this from Space Goat and Heretic Frequency, but just before we start the interview, for anyone that isn't aware, the former drummer Adam from Space Goat sadly passed away on a Tuesday night, which was really sad. I've got a pretty good friendship connection with Ez and everyone in Space Goat, so I just want to take this time to say sorry, so sorry to Space Goat for your loss and to Adam's family and friends. Like, he will be missed. He was a legend. I didn't know Adam all that well, but I speak highly of Space Goat already and everything they've done for the scene. So, yeah, thoughts are with everyone that's been affected by his passing.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't know him like at all. The band is cool. Like I've listened to them, and obviously like as is great. She's been just great for us, just constantly pumping out stuff. But man, what a loss! What forgetting even just the impact on like the music scene. Like you lose a friend when you lose a bandmate. Like those are some of the closest people that you'll have in your life while you're jamming with them. Thoughts go out to them for sure.
And you're right on the money there, Gus. I mean, as fuck, I mean, is there anyone in the scene that does more for local up and coming bands than Ez? Like, I know there are probably people in the scene that do as much, but for someone to do a radio show of all Australian local bands every week for 2 hours, getting these bands exposure, I don't think there's anyone in Victoria that does more than Ez.
I can't really think of anyone up here either. Like honestly, to be honest, we have more contact with people sort of from your part of the world than up here. Nah, she's a legend. Also, pretty much the only like radio show that I listen to. So, whatever that's worth. Like shout out to her for sure. There's a frequency, good shit.
Yes. If you haven't checked it out, I miss most episodes. I have to listen back because 80% of my interviews at the moment have been bloody Tuesday nights between 8 and
All
10.
right,
I'm like, ah, it's like, shit, I can't listen in.
it's yeah, I'm the opposite. I work every Tuesday night, and I have for years now. So it's like perfect. That show is just going on because it'll just get me through like one of the at least one site. So
Uh, 100 episodes, as did a couple of weeks ago, which is a amazing achievement as well.
is that all?
I
Uh,
guess
I
two
I honestly
years, yeah.
yeah okay. Oh, I just Jesus Christ, because I remember sending her like Ash ages ago. So I thought that she must have been going from at least 2022, but maybe I sent it to her like down the road sometime.
No.
Solid though. Keep it
So,
up. Keep it up.
yes. But yeah, I agree with Gus there actually. There is another show in Melbourne that I listen to or try to listen to called, and I can never get it right. It's like Tyranna Chorus or Tyranna Ryan, if you're
No, go
listening.
Torrent Forest like that. That's a sick name.
It's similar to Ezra's show, but more like international with some Australian stuff in it as
Yeah.
well. So yeah, that and Heretic Frequency are probably the only two shows I listen to, and maybe Core because Jack from Void Division is now doing Core on Triple J. But
Oh right, okay. Yeah, I haven't listened to Triple J ever, so I didn't realize they didn't switch people. I can't remember who used to be on that show.
what was his name? It was Lachlan someone.
Yeah, him.
Lachlan
He
White?
was
No.
no, yeah, Lachlan Watts.
Why is my brain
I say that
functioning tonight?
such conviction. Actually, now I'm questioning it. I think it's Lachlan Watt or Lachlan Watts or something. But yeah, that's sort of when I was listening to like Faster, Louder, and whatever the other shows were called with like their heavier stuff. And then I
Yeah.
just sort of fell out with it.
Yeah, Triple J, outside of those two shows that Gus mentioned, their music's not really for my liking, and I would get into hottest 100 robberies, but we could be here a while.
Mate, I haven't even listened to that for ages. The last time I did like a full hottest 100s is when we were on tour years ago, and we just happened to be coming back at the end of it, so we just had it cranking the whole way from Brizzy. But yeah, I'm so out of touch with like what's hip with the kids, mate. I'm
Actually, on the topic of countdowns, many people would realize there is a countdown I'm doing starting next Saturday. A couple of things. So it's now been increased to 2,600. It was 2,500, but Sam had found he's got too many songs for 2,500. So he's had to up it 100 songs. And I can tell you this right now, I'm giving away all the countdown. Cascade Effect have made it.
really okay. I thought you the countdown might have been like year to year, or is this like an all timer?
This is 2020's from January 1, 2020 to December 12, 2025. So
Ah, it made the cut. Thank you.
I actually don't know where you've placed though, which is probably a good thing because if
Yeah,
I
no,
give
keep
away,
yeah. All the mystery's gone, mate. No,
well,
keep that under wraps. So we can see where we end up.
I'm thinking half the countdown's probably been given away already, but hey. But no, that starts next Saturday, and there's some good bands that have sadly missed out. But as any countdown, you can't fit them all in.
Someone I mean, it sounds like at 2,600. Maybe by next year you are going to be putting like what, like solid 3K in. You might get them all.
I had thought
How
about
long?
going up to 3,000, but I thought no, that might be stretching it a bit too much.
Oh, man, you're going to have to take some time off work to get that done.
I've got most of it together. It's the last part. I've got all the songs down, Pat. I'm just like, all right, I've got them all there. Now I've got to figure out where to put them. So,
That and how does it work for you? So do you do like a little bit of a rundown on each song, or are you just given the list as is?
well, I'm
So
gonna.
like, sorry,
Oh,
carry on.
so I'm gonna do the list, but maybe for the top 20, I'm gonna do like the 20 to 1 and then sort of have it the visual of the single, so like off Spotify, and then write a bit of a synopsis of the song and why it's come in where it has.
Yes, yeah. I mean, it would just be. I was going to say unsustainable. That probably is the right word for you to go right up 2,600 different blurbs and yeah, top 20 sounds good for that. They
Mm.
burnt it once you hit the top 20.
So, and I think a few people are sort of clicking on to some of the spoilers because there are a lot of spoilers that I've thrown out there, and there is a certain band that has actually cracked more than 20 entries in one countdown in this one. So that's it's quite a
Oh,
lot.
you know what? I know that song because we have like 5 songs.
Unless I put in, Ash and Enslaved like 10 times
Yeah,
each.
good time to finish.
All
Wouldn't
right.
recommend it. It's particularly good for the audience. There's a
Well,
little bit of bias.
I was going to say, commercial radio do it all the time, Gus. They play the same song every 2 or 3 hours. It's just like, come on.
Yeah, and even if they're technically different songs, they all sound the same anyway. So, like, you might as well just.
Uh, I have no idea what's happening. There's loud noises out in my front yard. I don't know if you can hear them, but
I can't hear anything the same way you can't hear my air conditioner just
oh
pumping
well.
behind me.
I'm almost tempted to close the door, but then that sort of blocks out the sunlight, which we need. So,
Yeah,
all right.
I can't hear anything.
Well, I can, but it's very like dim. Like because I've got the headphones on, it's very like it's an echo. It's not like it's
Yes.
blaring.
Yeah, as long as it's not distracting.
No. I've had dogs bark during interviews on the other end, and that didn't distract me, so I don't think the celebrations are gonna distract me.
Mate, I've had not during like one of these sort of podcasts, but when I've done more like uni related stuff, I'd be like maybe in the middle of exams. We have ducks, and if they want food, they'll let you know. They'll come. So I'm on a second story up here in my office. They'll come to the window. They know which one's mine, so I'll hear the sounds that are, either guitar or me talking, and they'll shriek. It's like to let me know it's food time. Like I'm in the middle of an exam here. Stop. Just go forage. A hunt. You're a wild animal.
I think the problem there is, Gus, I think they think whenever it's food time for them, it's you stop what you're doing and go and feed them.
It's always food time for ducks. They don't stop. They have no sense of time. It's just like, I'm hungry. Let's go. Come on, human.
Well, we used to have cats, and this cat of ours, one of them didn't matter when you fed them. This other cat would be like, if you're 1 minute over when they're meant to get fed, they'll come scratching at your leg or something. I'm like,
Yeah.
really? It's 1 minute. What can happen in 60 seconds?
Oh, you'd be surprised how many scratches you can get in that time.
Well,
You
yeah.
don't get that food. They're
Uh,
just giving you that.
just give me the look as if, stop what you're doing. I'm hungry.
Yes. Priorities, mate. Priorities. Get that
Priority.
food.
Oh, all right. Well, I love chatting about anything and everything, but it's actually probably time to find out a bit about Cascade Effect because that's why Gus is
That's
on here. Because Gus is the guitarist of Newcastle Metal band Cascade Effect. If you haven't already figured that one out, so
that I am.
generally, Gus, I ask a bunch of questions about the band, about yourself. Then at the end,
Mhm.
the tables get turned. So Gus is then the interviewer, and Sam's the question answerer. I think that's the word I was looking for.
Have my pre-made questions with me. What are we going to do, Sam?
I'll give you
Be
a
a
bit
great
of
card
time to think. I'm not going to throw you on the spot. That's just cruel.
All right.
A few other things. I did drop an F bomb earlier, so swearing is okay.
Very good. I've been limiting it.
And this will be uploaded tomorrow too. So it'll be a quick turnaround. All five, I think, all five enslaved song, all five enslaved. Good
It's
start,
slave.
Sam. All five Cascade Effect songs are on the Spotify playlist that I'll put up tomorrow as well at the top.
Love it. Love it
Uh,
very
let
much. Although,
let's
yeah,
let's hope that
carry on.
was the only mistake I make through the whole interview, Gus. That was embarrassing.
What, all five enslaved songs? That's good. Just listen to it 5 times, forget the rest. It's my favorite one.
Well, and I love the cover of the art too to the single of Enslaved. It just really shows what Christmas should be like
Yeah, right.
in a way.
What, chasing the kids down. Yeah, no, it's
Oh,
good. I have a real fondness for art. We'll probably get into that. So, yeah, like when I see a piece of art that I like, that actually usually inspires the song, not the other way around. So, yeah, I agree with you. I love that cover.
and also, as much as I don't want to hear it, it is only what 2.5 weeks till Christmas as well.
Oh, yeah, yeah, right.
Yes,
And we
2025.
were going to do it. Yeah. So normally actually it's a rush every year. Last year I wrote that enslaved and I finished it literally minutes. I got the file sent over to Tom, the drummer slash almost everything else as well of the band before I had to catch a plane to Norway. So I'm just like frantically getting everything in, all the files sent over. So that song was done just on like not a whim, but just like me working like in hurricane, man. And it's going to be like that again this year if we do a Christmas song because I actually haven't started. So
Well, you did well, given that you were on your way to Norway and literally, yeah, I mean, and enslaved. Yeah,
literally,
probably is my favourite Cascade Effects song. Probably, I do like Ash though.
I should bang that song is a holdover from a previous band. We Tom was in it too. Actually, Cal, the singer, was in that band as well. So I'd actually started writing that so long ago, and it only just got finished for Cascade Effect. So that's why it ended up being the first one out. Yeah,
Mm.
it's a banger. It was good to get that one finally done.
I love debut singles because the best thing about debut singles or first songs from bands released is you hear it, then you're like, I'm wanting more because you've heard the first song they've put out. What's to
Yeah,
come,
well, you don't
sort
know
of
what to
thing.
expect, right? Like that's the fun thing. So like that's 1, 2 albums in. It's just like you're being introduced to the sound, and that's why I guess like once you get 4 or 5 albums in, people sort of they get jaded to it. It's a lot of the time it's not that the music gets objectively worse unless they take some sort of like crazy left turn and they leave the fans alienated in some way. It's just that you've heard it before, so you're never going to have that same um, sense of wonder if you want to get like Disney with it that you get the first time you hear something brand new, right?
No, totally. And or if you watch a movie for the first time or the director's
Yep.
debut, I mean, Jordan Peele's a perfect example. I mean, debut
I didn't
directorial
actually.
Get Out,
What was his
obviously.
first?
I think
That
Get
was his
Out
first.
was his actual first feature film, I think. I could be wrong.
No, you're probably right because he did comedy before that. I really like his stuff too. My favorite is actually no.
Oh,
Uh, that you're right. Yeah, I'm not crazy.
no, that's definitely Peele.
It's him. Yeah,
Yeah.
that one I thought was his best one. I love that movie.
Could,
But you're right. Yeah, like again, you just don't know what to expect. I don't know if you can see it in frame, but there's like an Elm Street poster on there.
I can
A
see
guy who
it.
did Elm Street. Yeah. Oh, that cost me a lot of money. I'd collect memorabilia and shit. The guy who did Elm Street 4, Rennie Harlan, I don't know if it was his debut as a director, but they basically like he had no home or anything when he did Elm Street 4, but he just had such creativity for like the visual side of things. It's by far not the best Elm Street movie, but he really helped push it down to that route that Elm Street ended up going down because he just had such an eye for like highly saturated colors. He was the first one to really make use of the fact that like you're in a dream sequence when you're like with Freddy and whatnot. So yeah, for sure. Like, basically, the long-winded answer to me agreeing with you that like debuts they're a big deal because like you're getting introduced to someone's mind for the first time.
And I am a bit of a horror buff, as we've already
Oh,
seen
I love
with
it. Good.
Get Out. I love Nightmare on Elm Street. The other director that very controversial, but debut film. I think it was their debut film. Is the guy that did Hereditary. I don't think it
Yeah.
actually
Oh
is, but
no, Hereditary was his debut.
of oh no,
Yeah.
Midsummer was after. Yeah, sorry, I got that round the
Yeah,
wrong way.
Midsummer come out and it was split between that as well. I love Hereditary. It's I'm so like desensitized to horror now that I just watch it for fun. And I'm not there to be scared. But that one, there's some stuff that goes on that makes me just like uncomfortable. Like just the way that he frames things is brilliant. Not my favorite horror director, but Hereditary snaps a banger. Midsummer was pretty good too.
See,
Shit, I can't remember.
Midsummer. Like I've watched a lot of films, but that actually was different.
Yeah. Well, the
And I,
fact that it all takes place in a day too, right? Like that's different. That already puts you off guard. Because normally you're like with horror, nighttime is bad. If you can just survive the night, like you have this sort of unwarranted sense that you are going to be okay if you make it to the daytime. Obviously, that's not the case usually, but you sort of feel like that. That's why everything's shot at night. But with Midsommar, yeah, it's all in the day. Like you're not safe at any time. So it's different. It's cool.
And that, like, the scene, actually, I don't want to give away any spoilers. It's probably one of the most famous scenes in the
It's
movie.
so old now, but yeah,
That scene where the guy's burning inside the bear suit,
at
that's,
the end.
yeah, that sort of like, whoa, this is messed up. Like, the whole film
Yeah,
is, but then to end with that, I'm just like, yeah, no wonder it's.
that's it was the girlfriend, like the main character. I didn't hate her by any means, but it kind of didn't you feel like it kind of felt like it was out of nowhere? I know they had like the whole backstory with her, like I can't remember if it was like trauma or something was the instigator for her sort of going down that road, but I don't know. She just was dead eyed when that guy was burning alive. She just stopped caring, didn't she?
Yeah, pretty much, she didn't give a fuck. That's the
Yeah,
way
she was
it.
done. She just calls. Yeah.
Oh, and cult films are sort of hit and miss for me. There's been some good ones, and then there's been some ones like shouldn't have even bothered.
Mate, yeah, for sure. Cult. I don't mind the cannibal films, but stuff like, geez, what do they call it? Like sort of the more like the rednecks, the like torture porn, all that kind of stuff. Like it just, like Texas Chainsaw, I love, but sort of that genre where it's just cruel for the sake of cruelty. Like there's no underlying fun to it. It doesn't feel like there's no like intelligent storytelling or anything. A whole bunch of just really really mean spirited scenes. Yeah, inbred. That's it. That's it. Like inbred redneck subgenre. Not into that thing.
Nah, like everyone says, like irreversible and a Serbian film, and I've never seen either of them, and I never want to see either of them.
Silo and a Serbian film. One, they're trying so hard to be edgy, and it's boring. Like that's the worst thing you can do as especially in horror, is just make something that's boring, but make it so obvious that you're trying so hard to be like shocking, whatever.
Mm.
So it's,
Uh,
it's just edgy for the sake of being edgy. Shitty filmmaking.
yeah, not that Sam could ever make a film, but I wouldn't go that far. That stuff's fucked. Pardon my language again,
Doesn't matter if
but
you can't make it. It doesn't matter if you can't make a film. It's you're the consumer. Like you still have an opinion, right? Like you're watching it and you know, hey, this is just kind of bad. This looks ugly, feels ugly, not enjoying it.
mm,
So everyone has the right to be a critic.
totally agree. All right, love horror films. Cascade Effect is now what we're going to talk
Yeah,
about.
lead the conversation. I'll just answer the question.
All right. How did Cascade Effect form as a band?
Um, so basically, the guys that ended up being in the band, like are currently in the band, I've worked with them in other bands forever. But we split up the old band at the time because Tom moved to Sydney for work. Cal was I can't remember why he left, but he went off to do something else, and so did the other guys. So we went our separate ways. So I'm like, basically, I had Ash sitting there, like in some form. It's not what it is now, but I'm like, yeah, I want to do something with at least this song. Like I want it to go out, right? So then about a year off after that band split up, just started looking for people. Eventually found like a bunch of people that if you go look at like the liner notes for Ash, you'll see it's different names to what's currently on there except for Cal. Um, Went through like a whole bunch of revolving door of people over the space of 2019 to 2022 when it was released. Um, but yeah, that's essentially how Cascade Effect came out. It's like I had this sort of very clear idea of putting the song out, and that ended up building over time to mostly focusing on the songs sort of being horror related in some way, going back to like My Love of Horror 2. Some of the songs are very much based on like current IP or whatnot, but we have like a few that are our own stories as well. But yeah, that's sort of how it formed. Since Ash came out, obviously you'll see Tom and Cal back on the liner notes because I actually got them to help me out with Ash. We booked one of the guys from the border to do the mix and master for the song, and the singer that we had at the time just we were booked in. We had to get the files sent over, and we were just waiting on the vocals. And it turns out he hadn't even started yet, and they were due the next day, like to be sent over. And we're like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I work better under pressure." Except he didn't. He just didn't do it at all. So I quickly called up Cal, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll come in and help you with this one song, basically." So that's how we got him back in. And then Tom, I just asked him, "Hey, we're sort of having trouble with the drum beats because I suck at writing drum beats." And the drummer at the time, Neil from OCD,
Ah,
he's
yes.
sort of new. Yeah, awesome dude, love him. But he was having trouble with sort of integrating our style because he's more like, well, you've heard OCD, right? Like, it's much more straightforward with the beats. So we just got Tom to come in and help a little bit with some of the beats. And yeah, eventually, like Neil, Jake, they ended up leaving, doing their own things. Obviously, Neil with OCD and Jake left for work. So it's just me, Tom, and Cal because we can sort of just do everything. Yeah, I play a lot of different instruments and have like my own style of writing. Tom has his own particular style of writing, and then you'll sort of hear it all get melded into like a Cascade song, and then Cal just comes in with the vocals. So we're just keeping it small, the three of us.
Trio, as they say. I like three-piece bands. There's been some absolute gems over the last 40 years in all styles of music. You know, grunge, metal, punk.
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
I mean
The only
Nirvana.
issue is that we can't really do things live. Like I don't want to have a second guitar constantly running through the PA. It's just like the visual of it on stage wouldn't be what I want. I want at least another guitarist to come in and sort of fill out the stage space if we were to go back to playing live stuff. But as far as the writing process goes, like it just makes things a whole lot easier because you're not always waiting on someone else to do something. I'll basically write the entire bones of a song, and I know that when I send it to Tom, even if I personally like disagree with some of the parts that he writes and vice versa. Like it's objectively good what he does, and he's very quick as well, so that we can just do a bit of a back and forth and get it out. It just
No.
makes it quicker. It was a lot harder when there's like four, or at one point there was even six people in this band. And it's just like you're always waiting on someone to learn something, or they want to go in a different direction, and you just sort of never get anywhere.
Yeah, I think three or four is probably the key to a band. Like any more than four, like I know there's a lot of mates bands that have five in them, and they actually do work very well. But I just
Hmm.
feel like three or four is going to be a lot easier to get stuff done and out to the
Oh,
world.
for sure. That said, my first like proper band down here, we were a five piece. Again, Tom was in that one too. Um, we just had the right chemistry, like, and plus none of us had, one of us had a full time job. We were real young back then, but we could all get into a room, minus the vocals, and just smash things out. And we just happened to have styles that worked really well to complement one another, so we could smash out songs no problem. Wasn't all that much need to edit things too because it just I worked really well with that guitarist and the bassist was awesome in his own right too, and obviously Tom's a sick drummer. So that worked perfectly as a five piece. But then, like I've been in other bands where it's just like there's too much, there's too many cooks in the kitchen. You'll spend all this time writing and then someone will come in and it's like, oh, actually a few weeks later, I don't like this song, so we're not going to do it anymore and that kind of thing. And then it's like, yeah, that's when it stops sort of being, you stop progressing when you just sort of have too many people with opposing views. It's all about the personalities and the writing styles and your playing styles and stuff.
Yes, definitely. I can agree to that, even though Gus is the only one in this interview that's actually in a band. I'm not in a band, but I can sort of
Do you
relate
play?
to it. No, I don't play an instrument. Oh, I should.
Oh, yeah, pick one up. Guitar. It's the easiest one, right? Like you've got to grab an acoustic and just strum out a few chords. You're a guitarist, done.
I don't know. It's just like I love music so much, but the idea of either starting a band or learning an instrument just, I don't know. It hasn't appealed to me as much
But
as other things.
oh,
I
it
don't
doesn't
know
appear.
why.
It's a fun. Like you said, like you can watch movies, but I guess you don't want to be a director necessarily, right? Like
No.
you just appreciate the medium. So that's fine, man. Yeah, I was just wondering if you were because you're just like obviously so involved, like with the scene down there, especially, right? I was wondering if you'd done anything for yourself.
No, it's something that has crossed my mind from time to time, especially. Actually, I don't want to mention it again because it's been mentioned 3 times already. But COVID actually was the time I was thinking, if it's not the podcast, what is the other alternative? And at one small moment, I had actually thought about picking up an instrument and starting it, but just never
Yeah,
followed up with it.
such is the story of many people, man. But
Yeah.
also, like you're doing this, and it looks like you're pretty busy. I guess you 3 interviews a week or thereabouts, right?
At the moment, it's about one a week. It used to be like three or four with the audio one. With the YouTube channel, it's more now one a week. It's a bit more like, yeah, I can
Like,
do.
oh,
Yeah, it was sort of getting to be a bit too much, 3 or 4, which I love doing, but it's like preparation, 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 preparation. And
yeah, yeah. How much editing? Oh, you know what? I'm going to save these questions for when it's my turn to interview you.
There's not much editing to it because I've loved every minute of it and all the interviews, and there's been some stuff that I have edited out that I really would love to eventually somewhere down the track put a bloopers up. I reckon that would be really cool to see the things that go on when things go wrong or yeah, camera turns off
Yeah,
or
we try and do that with some of the songs as well. Like if you listen, I think we've only got two like recorded, but if you listen to like a couple of the songs, you'll hear like the bloopers in there. We just left it because it was funny.
yeah, I was
And
when I
why
was
not? So,
listening to the songs today, I can't think which song it was off the top of my head, but there was some talking at the end of it. I don't think it was
yeah,
Enslaved. Was it
no,
Season's
you're
Beatings,
probably
maybe?
no. You're thinking of the aborted cover. Jeez, I can't remember the name of the song.
Sub
But
uh,
it's the cover, the one with the green skull. Yeah, that was Cal doing like the warm up for his vocals, and he was just saying a whole bunch of shit. And we're like, yeah, we're gonna keep that one in and just put it at the end for no reason. But there
uh,
is, I think, Season Speed also has some bullshit in there too. It might be Season Speeding or the Dahlia cover. But yeah, I like it. I like little Easter eggs in everything. So music included.
yes. All right. How did you come up with the band name Cascade Effect? Is there a story
Oh,
behind it?
I did.
Oh,
No,
okay.
that was Jake. Yeah, that was Jake, the previously mentioned guitarist that left. We was it this band? I think we might have done the names in a hat thing with this band. Either way, there were so many names being thrown around with so many different people because, like I said, it's a revolving door. We just had nothing, and then one day, I don't know where he got it from. It's a Cascade Effect. You know, I was like, yeah, cool. It doesn't say too much about the band. Like, it doesn't say, hey, we're a death metal band or we're a this. It's just like a name. So yeah, just went with it. Sounded cool enough. But no, no big like long-winded story for that one.
Because I was trying to think of other bands with effect at the end of it in Australia, and there's probably many that I've completely missed, but the only one I could
Oh,
actually think of is the butterfly effect.
good band too. I didn't appreciate them till way later. I first heard them when I was in high school, and then I really didn't like it at the time. And then, yeah, ages later, I'm like, actually, this is sick. But yeah, there's got to be more bands with effect in it.
Yeah, I'm just my brain at the moment now seems to not be working very well because I'm trying to think out of Cascade Effect and Butterfly Effect. There's going to be one that I'm obviously missing, and it's like when this interview ends, I'll be like, I should have had that name when it was the time to mention the other band with effect in it.
Surely someone's done Coriolis effect. Like I don't know if you like The Simpsons, but where they do the Aussie episode and they make the toilet spin the opposite way.
Yes, I'm a diehard Simpsons fan, Gus. You're talking to
Oh,
the
there you
right
go.
person.
So there's got to be a band that's done that, yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, we've opened a can of worms of nostalgia. If we get to talking about Simpsons, we'll be here even longer.
Oh, we'd only be there till season 10. Don't worry. Anything after, I'm good.
So, and speaking of the Simpsons, funnily enough, the second movie's been postponed till
Yeah.
2027.
Oh, I didn't think it would come out before that anyway, because they only just announced it, and I don't know how far through the editing or animation, sorry, they even are.
Mm. Only 20
Yeah.
years after the original movie.
Oh, yeah, and that only came 20 years after the show started, so they're keeping on schedule. Yes.
So, Simpsons 3
Okay.
movie should be out in 2047 if we go by that.
Yeah, yeah, I might not even be around for that one.
No.
Yeah, like 60 years in. Oh, man. I am
Oh,
keen. I'm one of those people that really like the movie, like the first one. So I'm
I
down.
just,
If they can put some heart and soul into it, yeah, let's go.
and if will I go on the topic of it was the best show of the 90s? Because a lot of people would debate
Yeah.
that.
I mean, it's all subjective at the end, but it's got to be up there. It was like, how old are you? Without being rude,
Nearly 40, so I was through the
we're close,
Simpsons.
mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was 30, 36 now, so like we were right there when The Simpsons was like peak. I mean, it was a cultural phenomenon. It was everywhere, and it was fucking good.
Especially
Like,
those, as you said, Gus, the first 10 seasons of The Simpsons is classic
well,
gold.
they absolutely nailed it. Like, it was absolutely hilarious. And like, if you lived through the '90s, man, they just like they parodied stuff so well. And like, when you're that young, a lot of the like the cultural references you don't get right because you don't really know what's going on in society or whatever. But it's still funny, so it's really hard to. This is why Family Guy, I don't think, do it very well, at least not now. But like, when you're poking fun at things that are like currently happening in society, or you're parodying like big names or whatever. Usually, that's the joke in itself. But the way The Simpsons did it, like as a kid, you can appreciate the jokes. The joke stands alone has been fucking hilarious. You don't have to know what they're referencing.
Nah,
That's some
90s.
brilliant writing.
I mean, that 90s, our household, I was a massive Simpsons fan, massive Seinfeld fan. My brothers were fans of
Yes.
both shows. So every night on Channel 10, the mum's like, all right, we know where you're going to be at 6 and 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Simpsons was 6, Seinfeld was 7. I'm like, I'm
Set.
there.
I remember when they first was it Simpsons always 6 or was it 6:30? I can't remember. It was
Was
6.
Neighbours? I think Neighbours for a time it used to be Simpsons 6, Neighbours 6:30, Seinfeld 7.
Okay.
I think
Because
like
I remember it might have been even the other way around. I can't remember. I do remember they changed the slot up after like what 10, 15 years or something. I was like, oh, I don't like this. You're ruining my comfort. This it's meant to be on at this time, all the time on Channel 10. What are you doing?
oh, there's another show that caused controversy because it's the show that everyone either loves or they hate, and I did mention it there in Seinfeld because I know a lot of people that do not like it.
I think Seinfeld, unlike The Simpsons, ages poorly too. Like I love it. I think Seinfeld is freaking hilarious. But if you didn't watch it like then, now a lot of the jokes just kind of feel a bit stale. Like people, let's say 10 years younger than us, it's like it's not going to be that. They're not going to get a lot of it. They might even be offended by like some of the jokes that are like a bit outdated now. But no, I thought it was great.
I'm always referencing Seinfeld in one way or another. And it's like all my most of my friends are Friends fans, and they're like, "Oh, you love Friends?" I'm like, "No, I'm the opposite. I love Seinfeld, hate Friends." And they're like, "Oh, what?"
Oh, really?
I just
I
don't know.
No, it's very different humor. Like Friends is a lot more what do you call it? I want to. It's more less situational, I guess. Seinfeld can get like a little bit mean spirited, but I still think it's funny. Whereas Friends is it's a bit less of that until like a bit later in the show. My girlfriend's like a huge Friends fan,
Oh, now she
so
won't like me watching this back then.
yeah, come again.
Oh, gee, it might have upset all the Friends fans there now.
Yeah,
Oh,
I see you could have known.
yes. What has the response been like for Enslaved since it was released last year?
Anyone that's actually heard it loves it. Yeah, like super positive. People like they enjoy the dumb Christmas songs. Like people just like dumb deathcore at Christmas. Um, that was a bit different too, because normally we prioritize YouTube because we just don't know shit about the internet. Like we're not, none of us are very savvy with like marketing and stuff, and we don't do the whole TikTok thing and try and make shit viral. But Enslaved ended up getting a lot more listens on like platforms outside of YouTube, unlike the other songs. So yeah, we got feedback from just sort of different areas for it. Yeah, been fun. Very much enjoyed.
No, and YouTube, I mean, whatever I think of what's going to happen on Wednesday and all that, for those that have been living under a rock, obviously, kids under 16 won't be able to access YouTube, which I
Yeah.
have my, like, I'm on the fence with it. I think we need to protect the children, but is this going a bit over the top? Like, banning all
Yep.
social media.
It is. There's a lot of gross directed marketing to kids though, but under the guise that like, oh, we're not a channel for children. Make sure your kids don't watch it. But then you see the stuff that they're plugging and the way that they plug and the messages that they give. It's very obviously for people
Mm.
under 16. I think they're the ones that should be looked into rather than just like making a blanket ban because there's a lot of value. It are they completely banned or is it just going to be like age restricted? So you still get to see content on YouTube, but you can only see certain content.
So my understanding, and again, I don't know all the facts and stories behind it, Gus, but I think what's going to happen is apparently you can still watch videos if you are signed out. So, like, if you're signed out of YouTube, apparently you're still able to watch it. Or
Yeah.
if your parents use their account to log in, I think you can
Yeah.
still watch it. But, like, I do understand, but, like, the next thing that I want to say about this is if they're banning all this social media stuff, ban TV. I mean, the shit you see on the news. I
Yeah, the
mean,
TV is going to ban itself soon anyway. It's a media form that's dying off.
yeah.
Like if you were to go look at metrics compared to the amount of people that are physically connected to like a television and the channels they're in compared to social media, it's not comparable at all. So I wouldn't worry about TV being a bad influence anymore. We're just old.
Uh,
But yeah, like honestly, it doesn't feel like the way to go, like completely banning it. I think just the regulation of the content that's doled out. Like if they have the capacity to completely stop people underage from accessing it, surely they could use like whatever way way they're doing that to edit like the content that we're seeing that it is directed for children. I don't do that. It just seems too authoritarian to me. There's a lot of valuable content that you can learn from if you want to go down that path, like on YouTube and stuff for kids, especially for visual learners. You know, like I know children that like are on the spectrum and they just happen to they don't go watch rubbish. They watch stuff on engineering, and you know, or if they're younger, like they're watching literally stuff on mathematics and whatnot, like you know the basics. But they're using those channels. So, do you really want to ban them from that?
It's learning.
Right?
It's yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't know. Oh, I'd be talking my ass because I really don't know how they're going to implement it, how they're going to enforce it. It seems like a massive undertaking. So
but like YouTube and Facebook and X and all that, if they don't follow the guidelines, they can face fines of like huge numbers of dollars. It's not just a small fine, it's like hundreds of thousands of
finding them,
dollars. Yeah.
oh, that's nah. When you say they can be fined, are you talking about like content creators or like people accessing content? So if they're underage and they access something that's clearly not meant for them, are they the ones getting fined?
No, no. So the actual company, like YouTube, like
Yeah,
the people higher up the hierarchy, are gonna
yeah.
be could face fines. And it's like, yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay.
gee, we're really
Too
getting
strict.
we're getting into some pretty controversial stuff here on what normally isn't a controversial channel.
I don't even know if it's that controversial. Like my opinion is that like there's value in all of these things. Like obviously oversaturation, overexposure for children to any kind of media like this, it's you know like we're going down a path that's not good. You can just see the way that people socialize now, or if you actually go read studies and whatnot on the ever increasing rates of like anxiety and whatnot. This is my area of study, physiology, so this is sort of part of it. But yeah, like especially with young girls, like the connection between that and um, sorry, where was it going? The connection between the prevalence of anxiety, for example, and social media, it's very intertwined. So yeah, we needed to make changes to some capacity, but I never believe in like a blanket ban of anything. But that's me.
No. Oh, I agree. I do agree on that point. And yes, do ban some stuff, but yeah, don't go over the top and ban
Regulate.
everything.
Yeah. Not to
Mm.
mention the fact that like, I mean, what's it going to do for content creators who are already stifled so heavily on YouTube with so many rules and regulations, right? Like, I'm very curious to see when they start looking at the falling metrics, right? Because a huge portion of the audience does come from 16 and under, not just YouTube, but you know, like social media generally. Are they going to be like, at least like on our side in Australia, is it going to be concerning for them to the point where they end up making some changes and we go backwards, or wait and see?
No, it's a wait and see game, as they say. I think, yeah, the rules could change very quickly. Like they might not uplift the ban on all social media, but they might have to get to the point where they could say, "All right, Snapchat is accessible, or some parts of YouTube is accessible."
I would be more in favor of that because there are like I don't use like Twitter and that stuff, but like, is there really a net benefit for someone under 16 to even be on certain platforms, right? where it's just like you got to look at that. You can't just say social media as a like it again as a blanket term. It's like it's all bad. You got to look and see which ones actually have some sort of benefit to them for these particular populations, right? Like, hey, I personally don't see YouTube as the same as something like X, where what are you garnering out of having your kids just sitting on that? There seems to be like a whole lot more negativity or potential negativity.
Mm.
But yeah, and you know, I also don't have kids, so I can't talk too much.
Oh, what an episode. Everything's been covered. Seinfeld, horror
Yeah,
movies, COVID, banning kids from social media. God, what haven't we mentioned?
oh man,
Oh.
there's probably a few more controversial things that we could touch on. Uh,
Oh. Best review or feedback yourself or anyone in Cascade Effect has received.
I don't know. Either Enslaved or Ash, probably. I can't remember like the actual stuff that was sent, but it's like it's always really cool when you just get messages from people that are really stoked on the material that it makes them want to go write something. Like that's my favorite feedback. It's like, hey, we're actually inspiring you to do something. Because ultimately, like Enslaved especially, it's just a stupid song. That's all it's meant to be, just dumb fun. But if someone got something out of that, where it's just like, hey, yeah, like you know, that just like that gave me some buzz for Christmas or something. Hey, sick. Like that's the kind of feedback that I really enjoy.
And inspiration. I mean, as you said, Gus, you said like inspire people to write music or join a band, whatever it may be. I think that's feedback that is worth its weight in gold from a band
Oh, it's
perspective.
valuable. Yeah. I mean, that's like for me, like inspiration. It's again, it's just an invaluable resource for a human being, right? Like it makes you want to go do something. So you want to go try something, or maybe like I mean, our songs aren't really going to uplift anyone, right? But probably I don't know. But like a song that just makes your day a little bit better or something. We've never had any messages to that effect, but like I can only imagine that artists that do, that must be like a really big thing, right? Because like you're sharing something of yourself with the world, and then another human being is it's taken that in and it's just made their life a little bit better in some way.
And messaging bands, a lot of people will say they like a song, but they won't then go and share it or message the band. I think messaging the band to tell them is very important because, I mean, yeah, it's if
100%.
one
Did
person sends a message, then that means a lot to the band, obviously, as well.
it means heaps, man. Not this band, but the very first band we were in, Bale Scream. I find it funny that like at the time we loved what we're doing, we're having so much fun. Um, but we just always felt like no one gave a shit like at all because like we never got feedback. This is sort of the early days of social media too, so we're like whatever, that's cool. It's years later that I've run into people that have a shirt or that like somehow came across the band years after it died off and like, oh, you guys were sick. Like, that's really awesome. But like we wouldn't have known it at the time, like we had some shows that we knew were killer, and we got feedback for those. But for the most part, like never really heard anything. Didn't get much feedback at all. So apart from like shows like yours, radio shows that we'd send it to, like obviously we get, I guess, more professional feedback, but not from fans.
No. I think the most interesting feedback or review that I have got, and this was going back a couple of years, and it it was interesting because at the time I didn't know how to take it because at that time I wasn't sort of as well established in the scene as I am now. And went to a gig and I knew one of the members of the band, and I just went up to him after the show and just said, awesome show. um really enjoyed it. And he goes, it's nice to hear someone say that
Yep,
after we
100%.
after we finish the show and go back to Sydney, someone actually gives a fuck outside of this gig. Like tomorrow we'll still be friends, sort of thing. And I'm just like, at the time, I'm just like, fuck it. I didn't realize a message like that actually would mean so much to someone. And
Yeah, like you're on stage, right? And you're putting all your energy in. Like we'd have done shows, but for the most part, like we're putting everything into like the live show. And a lot of the shows that you do, obviously, like when you're playing with three other bands, the bands all sort of support each other, and you like say six show this month, whatnot. But no, you a lot of the time you wouldn't hear from the people in the crowd. No one would come up and at least for us and be like, "Man, that was sick, good stuff." But when it did happen, it's like you feel good because you've just got to put so much energy into something, and then to not hear anything, you're sort of just packing up and just going to the next one. And it's not to say it's not fun still, like we love getting on stage, but like just to hear someone in the crowd, or even better, like when you just see people just moshing like crazy, that's actually even better than the feedback. It's like, yeah, man, like you want that kind of stuff because it just ramps you up. It puts so much like wind in your sails, especially on a tour.
mm, yeah, Sam's moshing days, I think, are past it now.
Yeah, mine are they're getting more and more sporadic. I get bangovers so bad, my neck just absolutely drilled.
Well, given my height as well, also, I don't think I'd be doing much damage or in the mosh
Yeah.
pit. I'm like 5'7", which isn't tall, and I don't think it would go down well in the mosh pit anymore.
No, when you've got like this 6'3" metalhead just throwing hands around, yeah,
Also, the
the
other
damage is
fact,
going to
but no, if it's a band and a venue that I like and I know I would fit in fine and mosh, I will still mosh. It's just
be. Mm.
less nowadays.
I haven't done much, like locally. I'm usually like up the front, and I just do some head banging and whatnot. But me, a couple of friends, and my girlfriend went to Varkin last year, and like I was in the pits for that, just going, and it was the friendliest crowd ever. I literally, I have a habit of just like wearing loose shorts. So everything, I lost my phone, my cards, my money, just got scattered in this pit. And after this was Black Dahlia too, one of my favorite bands. Yeah, after the song was done, everyone's just like grabbing my shit for me, and like everyone's just giving me all my random assortment of items, including my ID back. It's like, what a sick crowd, love it.
Only metal.
Yeah, so you like, I
Only metal gigs would do that. It's weird saying that, but like I feel like the metal community is like the best community in the music scene because yes, we're all metalheads and screaming and all that, but at the end of the day, we're just all the same.
oh yeah, well, a lot of the metalheads I've met are just like me. We're just like geeks and nerds and whatever, like all different forms of walks of life and whatnot. But like, I don't know, heavy music is just like a fun release. It doesn't make you violent inherently or anything. It's usually just a good group of people that have a tendency to think a little bit more deeply, to be like a little bit more introverted, I guess, than like other groups or shows that I've been to. But that's my personal experience.
Because if you look at me, except the fact I'm wearing a metal shirt at the moment, most people wouldn't see me as a metalhead because they ask, "What music do you listen to?" I'm like, "Oh, Bring Me the Horizon, you know, Architects, metal stuff like Alpha Wolf Parkway," and they're like, "You don't look like a metalhead." I'm like, "No, I don't."
No, well, I'm the same. I don't look like that. I usually just fucking wear normal loose baggy clothes around. That's it. Like there's just I don't really talk like a metalhead. I wouldn't think if there is a way that you talk as a metalhead. Like I don't fit that criteria, whatever that might be. No piercings, only one tattoo. Short hair currently. No, I get you. Like very unassuming we are.
Oh, yeah, no tattoos, no piercings for me. I've thought about one tattoo, but I don't know yet.
Yeah. No.
But yeah, yeah, your shoulder. I see that there's one.
Yeah. There's a stupid story behind that one too, but
Ah, okay. Well, Black Dahlia is obviously a big band favorite of yours. That leads me to
Mhm.
the next question. Which band would you say, or which bands are your biggest music influences?
um, just bands because like it's actually these days it's less bands than it used to be. So obviously Black Dahlia I love, Aborted absolutely love. There's so many bands I just listen to. Um, but I find myself these days, specifically for Cascade Effect, being less inspired to write by bands as opposed to pieces of like art, like that poster back there. I listen to like musicals, believe it or not, musicals, movie scores. Like those are the things that my ears are now picking up on and making me want to write less so than other bands. I don't know when that happened, but it sort of slowly started morphing into that maybe the past couple of years, I think. But yeah, but like as far as bands that I still listen to and love, like there's so many I can't rattle off all of them. I can't even think of them off the top of my head. But again, Dahlia and Aborted are always going to be still at the top. They've just been some of my loves forever.
Yep.
But, like there's so much modern. It makes me sound old. Saying they're not modern, Dahlia, but there's so many new bands coming out that are just so fucking crazy, man. They're so good locally and internationally.
No, I mean, I don't, there's so many bands that could be the next Parkway in Australia at the moment. It's actually quite awesome to see. Like, is Speed the next Parkway? Alpha Wolf the next Parkway? Polaris. Well, Polaris is probably getting there already, but
Yeah, they're all pretty big bands. It's going to be really hard to, if you're saying like in terms of like global popularity, it's going to be hard to hit what Parkway did. They were just, I don't know if you've seen the documentaries, but like they were the right music at the right time, but with their fucking work ethic, man, they were just grinders. They went overseas without any guarantee of a tour, and they just try and find places to play and that kind of shit. So, and I think that just resonated with people too. And they're at such a massive level now in terms of popularity that I don't see any of the bands you listed being as big, but certainly within like the metal sphere, like man, they're big already. They're super popular. You go overseas and less so Polaris, but like Alpha Wolf, Diitis Motor, those are names that like when they hear my accent, Aussie, like from a metal show somewhere, it's like they just bust those names down straight away. It's like, hey, do you know these guys? You listen to these guys? Yeah, of course.
and of course, Alpha Wolf being from a small town in Tassie as well, even though Melbourne are trying to claim them as theirs. But they're actually from Burnie in Tassie, and I am
Yeah,
like, I'm not saying everyone in Melbourne is trying to claim them, but there's a certain thing that if they move from another state, Melbourne tried to claim them as ours. I mean, Wind Waker, another band from New South Wales. They are from New
sick.
South Wales. They're from Wagga Wagga. They're not from Melbourne. Stop.
We do that with everything. Think about like with sports and what have you. It's like, hey, actually, that guy's from New Zealand. It's like, oh no, he's an Aussie. He's ours now. It happens all the time.
I mean, Pavlova and Maccabi Diva,
Oh,
Russell Crowe. We could go on.
yeah. Then I'm like really into NASCAR, and there's a guy over there who was a supercars champion 3 times over here, and he's killing it over there, at least on road courses. And like we're just suddenly, within the NASCAR community, we're just claiming him now. It's like, yeah, he's an Aussie. It's like, yes, Kiwi accent ever. It's like, no, he's totally an Aussie.
Oh, we have that tendency, don't we? It's
Yeah, we do.
but then if Russell Crowe goes and does something wrong, we're like, nah, now he's a Kiwi.
Yeah, yeah, exactly right. Yeah. Then it's the opposite. Like, what? That guy is never an Aussie. It's not our problem.
I love Kiwis. Speaking of music, there's actually a lot of good music coming out of New Zealand at the moment in the metal scene, which is awesome to
Yeah,
see. Yeah, you got No
yeah. I
Life,
love it.
Crooked Royals, Alien Weaponry. There's a whole heap.
Yeah, right. You should swing me like a couple of names after this. So I actually don't know any like Kiwi bands.
I've interviewed a few, actually got a couple lined up next year already that are about to be announced, but I can't say when because waiting for confirmation, obviously.
Yeah, yeah, fair.
Well, I only really have two more questions, Gus, because we've covered that
Shoot.
much. And fuck, I don't believe that clock above me is telling me the truth that we've been talking that long, because it only feels like it just got on 2 seconds ago.
Yeah, I just ramble as well, so that makes time go, doesn't it?
Nothing wrong with rambling. I love when bands say, "Oh, sorry if we talk too much." I'm like, don't fucking apologize for talking too much. It's
I've done it before on like the when we've done podcasts, but I've had like the other boys. Like I'm the one that just doesn't shut the fuck up. So they'll ask a specific question. I'll just go into some stupid, boring story that no one cares about, and like Tom will just be sitting there just waiting for his turn. Oh well.
uh, well, 2026 is fastly approaching. 4 weeks out. What does 2026 hold in store for Cascade Effect?
So do you want me to just give you like a quick story of why we haven't got music out?
Yeah, all
I
right.
promise I'll. All right, so we actually have a bunch of like stuff ready to go. I at the start of this year we had the most difficult song that I've ever written. It's ready to go. The song's done, and I nearly died. Like literally, this is it's not an exaggeration. So I spent some time in hospital, and I came out not really able to play the guitar as well anymore, especially for a song that hard, like for my skill set. Um, so I spent months just getting the nuances of playing the guitar back. Um, but yeah, I've been writing. We have a bunch of songs, and at least two songs should have gone out this year, but it was me that held everything up. And then at the end of the year, we're all very busy with sort of our stuff. So ultimately, next year, if everything goes right and we've got the money in the budget, it's we're going to have a whole bunch more just out for people to listen to. There won't be such a massive break between songs as there has been, where it's like one a year if we're lucky or whatever. There's at least four that are sitting there, 90% done, if not 100% done. I do want to sit down, uh, maybe even after this, and start writing like a Christmas song, see if we can get one out. So yeah, it'll be a busier year. We've literally got the artwork and other media stuff ready to go for some of these songs. It was just me that was a hold up, basically.
But health comes first, Gus. I mean, anyone would tell you
Oh,
that.
oh, yeah, yeah. Well, I spent the time getting healthy again. That was just a out of nowhere autoimmune thing that just floored me. Like it really fucked me up pretty good. So, but yeah, I can play again. Like um, maybe not one of the songs that, not because I'm sick, but because that song's fucking hard. So I'll have to sit down and work that one out again. But I'm back, ready to go, get some music out.
And a new year, new Gus, maybe.
Yeah, maybe we'll get the old Gus back first, and then we'll go new.
Oh, 2026. I have no idea what holds in store for me for 2026. Obviously, more interviews and that. Yeah, it's sort of a wait and see, as they say. I'm sort of just here for the enjoyment and the fun, and whatever comes my way, so be it.
That's well, it stops you from getting burnout too, right? Like if you're enjoying what you're doing, then you're not going to sit there and you're like, it doesn't become a job. Like you're doing it because you're actually enjoying it. So you're going to go break your record again for gigs attended.
No, I think I'm gonna
Right?
step back a bit. 67 in a year. Yeah, that's going to be nuts. Like, 3 gigs this
That's
week.
damn near impossible to beat.
I,
That's I don't know how you do it.
yeah, I love it and all that, but I think living in regional Victoria, I know people are going to say, oh, it's only another hour and a half from Melbourne. Like, yeah, only an hour and a half to and from. It's,
Yeah, no, that's heaps. I wouldn't if they had a show like every other night in Newcastle. I still wouldn't go to it. It's just like sometimes you need to sleep or you want to fucking not have metal drilling into your ears for a night because I've got tinnitus already. So you know what I mean? That's heaps. That's commitment, dude.
I,
67. Holy shit.
I think the other thing is I'm starting to pick what gigs I go to. So if I have no connection with the bands playing, I generally won't go. If there's a connection with
Hmm.
one of the bands, I'll definitely go. But I'm now starting to see it's more 2 or 3 bands on lineups that I've interviewed or, you know, contacted and supported. So, like, there's one in, I think it's February in Melbourne, where it's 5 of the bands that I've interviewed on either the audio or the YouTube podcast on the actual one lineup, not like over two
Yeah,
or
okay.
three. It's actually one lineup. There's about 5 bands. I'm like, how did I pull
Is
this
it like a
off?
mini festival or is this like it just happens to be a show where you've just got that many?
I think it's sort of just like a mini festival, is more the fact.
Yeah.
And I think when there's 14 or 15 bands, I'm like, yeah, that's going to happen a bit more because, there might be a band from, Adelaide, Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, all over the place.
Hmm. But yeah, that makes sense. Like scaling it down for that because then also sort of the gigs would be more fun too, right? Because then you at least know someone, so you
Mm,
can go there and like have a chat as well as go and enjoy the music. And then you're still seeing something new because if you only know one of the bands, I'd assume maybe like two, three, or even four of the others you haven't met yet. So you're still getting that new music in too.
yeah. And there's a gig in Frankston here in Victoria in January, and I looked at the lineup, and it's like, what is it? Nicholas Cage for the Virtues, Cultists,
Not
and
bad.
Io Caste. And I'm just like, forget where the gig is. That's the best fucking lineup already. I'm just like, no, I'm there. It's just like anytime I hear
Yeah.
Nicholas Cage fighter on a lineup alone, it's gonna be a sick fucking
Oh,
gig.
it was such a sick name, but also they came and played Hamo Station last year, the year before. I can't remember. Sick band. I enjoy it.
And regional boys like myself, but Ballarat, obviously, not Gippsland.
Yeah.
But I'll get into the thing about regional bands actually producing some of the best bands here in Australia at the moment, but Melbourne bands might have something to say about that.
Yeah. Well, name drop one because yeah, I like I never know where bands are from. I just sort of like run into them, whether it just be
well,
through Spotify recommendation.
Well, obviously, we mentioned one at the start of the show in Space Goat, obviously from Bendigo,
Yeah.
Nicholas Cage Fighter from Ballarat, Ocean Sleeper, even though they're now based mostly in Melbourne, originally from Sale, Archangel from Albury. They're all sort of making a name for themselves and giving regional Australia a good rap, really.
Fucking good. I appreciate it, man. It's like it's so hard for regional bands to even form. It's just there's such a limited pool of people to get into the room and create a band with.
Yeah.
So just the fact that they've even got to that stage is fucking good on you. Thumbs up.
And I feel like Albury in particular, like I'm not saying like Ballarat, Bendigo, Sale are hard to get to, like hard to get to Melbourne from, but I feel like
Hmm.
Albury, because it's in New South Wales, it's sort of like the good thing is you've got multiple places where it's only a few hour drive. Like it's only probably 2 or 3 hours to Canberra, only 2 or 3 hours to Melbourne, then probably 5 to Sydney. So you sort of got areas where you can cover mostly. I think it's good to sort of be in that
Do you mean
sort of location.
cover as in like for shows?
For shows, I was thinking, yeah.
Well, it's probably different now, but when we did, we always like to add in the regional shows as on top of the major cities and stuff. But a lot of the time, this is when we were like more busy on the scene. Maybe we still had that shit where like you had to pay some venues to even play. And it's like,
Really?
yeah, yeah. Like there were a couple of like pay to plays. The majority of the time it was no pay, like you're just playing for free. So the issue with like playing these venues, or at least at the time, was that like you've got all these costs. You've got fuel costs, time off work, blah blah blah, and you're not making anything back. And there was a complete lack of promotion in these towns. There's only so much you can do remotely, like before you actually get to these places. So no one would be turning up, and then like you're not selling any merch or anything, and it's like this compounding effect. But like some of the best shows we've played with that said were the regional ones. Like Armadale just went off every time.
Because I'm seeing a lot at the moment here in Victoria when a band announces a regional tour, and it's like they put in the obvious, the Newcastles, the Ballarats, the Bendigos, all the regional towns, even Albury, and then I see one that says like Belgrave or Frankston in Melbourne. I'm just like, it's technically Melbourne. That's not regional. And everyone's like, oh, but it's so far to get to. I'm like, no. It's
I actually don't know where those are. I thought Frankston was actually a bit out of Melbourne. It's not.
it's a bit out of Melbourne, but it's probably the same as say, oh, trying to do a comparison. Maybe an hour and a quarter out of Melbourne, which then technically,
That's it. Because you got
yeah.
to think like an hour is like, hey, a lot of people aren't going to go from say Frankston to Melbourne by public transport or whatever. They'll be like, oh, well, that can't be fucked. So like, I think that's justifiable to call it its own little regional thing. Anything over an hour,
Okay. Oh yeah, all right. Yeah, fair enough.
as long as people are going, like enjoy.
I've just offended Frankston too. Over WebEx, not a professional move, I don't think. And the last question is, what advice would you give to bands and artists starting out?
Hmm. You mean like apart from just enjoy the process? I mean, that's the biggest one, right? Don't think you're gonna make it big, all that kind of stuff. I certainly fucking haven't made it big at all. Just have fun. For me, my bandmates, a lot of them ended up becoming some of my best friends. So don't just enjoy the music, enjoy the time with the people. You know, if you're in a band and you haven't designated certain roles to people, not in terms of like their instrument, but like the roles that they play within the band. If you have multiple songwriters, be open to like other people's ideas because like it can get, and I probably still do this quite a bit where like you write a song, you've demoed everything, and you get a little bit, your ears get used to what you've created. So then when the other members have input, initially you can be a bit hesitant with the sound of like the changed tonality or the changed parts, whatever it might be. And that might cause an argument of some kind or whatever. Don't because I've listened to some of their songs years later. I'm like, man, that's a banger that part, and I'm so glad that X, Y, or Z changed that particular part from the original demo. So yeah, I guess just be open minded as well as just really enjoying the process. Like, it's fucking. We should be doing it for fun. There's no money in metal for the most part.
I also think if you're in it for the money, it's not the right thing. Like, as a musician and
Literally
band,
20 cents.
like
Not in
Sam,
Australia for sure.
like Sam's not going to get into a rant about Spotify because that's been done to death. So we'll leave that one. But
I probably agree with you on the what we get out of our hard work in terms of like financial recompense. Like it's rough.
the thing that pisses me off the most about Spotify, I will just say this, and it has happened to a couple of bands. Now, I will agree that some of these bands have gone on hiatus or they're no longer existent, but the fact that Spotify deactivates band songs if they haven't had a certain amount of views, listens, streams in a month, if they're
Really?
doing that, that's dirty.
That I don't know how that would work. Do you know if that is a real thing?
I, I've heard bits and pieces about it, but I don't know if it's fully. I haven't got the full story, if that makes sense, Gus.
Yeah, if that's rough, if that's real, because the way that we do it is that we have an online distributor, right? So we pay them to send it to all these places. So if any of the places that we're paying for, did that and shut it down, it's like, well, then we have an issue with the distributor, right? Because we paid for a service and then we're not getting that service anymore. So that would be strange. Um, Fuck, I hope that's not real.
I,
Um,
I might have some part of it as half true, or I might have worded it wrong, but I've just heard of one or two
yeah,
bands that will remain nameless because I don't want them thrown under the bus. That yeah, but it could be that they've had a bad falling out with Spotify, or which many people probably have, including me. But that
might have to look into it and see if like our shit's gonna be under fire or something. Because like, man, we don't get friggin' any views. So, well, listen, it's not enough to be kept on if that were a process that they're undertaking.
no,
That's
your
bad. I hope.
your music's still there, Gus. Don't worry, because how else would I have listened
Well, I
to it
pay
today?
for it to be there yearly, so that'd be. No, the thing that pisses me off is I don't even know if it's a big thing here, but like I got friends in America and stuff, bands that I've met, and I've also heard through the grapevine, venues taking ever increasing cuts on merch.
Oh,
Like that's, are you kidding me? Like they're already, the bands are there, they're playing, you're already taking a cut at the door, or you should be, it's stupid otherwise, or you work out like a predetermined amount for anything that isn't just like door sales. Normally that's just how that works. But I know places are charging upwards of 30-35% on a cut of the merch too. And merch is especially the smaller bands, that's the stuff that's paying for your food, for your fuel, etc., etc. Like that for us, that never went back into like even being able to put it into a record or something. Most of that money just come out of pocket. That was just to keep the tour going. Was merch sales. So I don't know how they can have the fucking goal to be ripping bands off. Like 35% is a huge, huge cut, and it's enforced too. It's not something that you get to sit down and negotiate, right? Um, because at least here, our country seems to be good. When I've set up tours, you will inevitably talk to the venue runners of each venue, and you'll be like, "Hey, we'll pay for free if we need to, or whatnot," or you work out like, "Hey, 20% on the door, blah blah blah." Like you usually just sort of negotiate with them. But most venues, they're more than happy just to chuck you on. You don't even need to go through that process, or they have a set amount that they normally take 10% or whatever. But yeah, no, like that's bad. You shouldn't
and
be touching a band so much.
no, a third's just ridiculous. That's
Yeah,
Well, who was it a couple of years? Or this might only be 18 months ago or something, but someone posted like on a website or on a Facebook page, docket of how much the venue took of the merch cut, and I think it was even more than what you said there. I think it was like nearly
Oh,
40%.
whatever Ronnie Radke's band.
I could have been that.
Yeah, he had a big deal. It was like it was an obscene amount. It was way above the average at the time, which was somewhere in the late 20s, I think, percent. But they got like busted for some close to half, maybe. But I don't know if I'm talking about my ass out of that. That was a big controversy. So yeah, like bands are just like, hey, meet us at the trailer outside for
Yeah.
merch. Like they actively put notices up. It's like we will not be selling merch in the venue because it's just greedy. It's like that much. Hey man, it's like even if you negotiate it to like 10%, that's that's something. I don't want to give 10% still, but
No.
it's a bit more of a good faith number. Like a third, nah, it costs heaps to fucking make merch.
Yeah, I was going to say, printing merch and creating it would cost an arm and a leg, literally.
Yeah, it's. I mean, you got the artwork, and you're normally on the cheap end, looking at 300 AUD thereabouts, like a decent design, which is fine. But then the printing costs, unless you're doing big batch stuff, it's high. Especially if you like me, if we were ever to do merch, I'd want it to be high quality stuff that doesn't wear away, like the things we've done previously. Um, and then you're really paying like if you sold a shirt for $20, you're not making a profit probably kind of money unless you print it off huge batches. So
Mm.
no, bad. Don't
No.
charge that venues, please. Go
No.
easy
Well,
on us.
not 30% anyway. That's, yeah. But yeah, that's definitely a rant, and that's definitely something that I've noticed and heard from people that yeah, they're and like the other factor is the band's bringing patrons to your venue to buy your food, buy your drinks, get your people through the door, and you're doing
Yeah,
that.
that or like let's say it's like a band of what our the size of what ours was, which is like the bottom, real low, right? If nothing else, even if we were to pull in zero people, we're playing such small venues some of the time that the five of us, we're there. They barely have any patrons anyway. They have like one regular on the pokies, but you've got five guys that have just played a show plus another five from whatever band. So maybe you've got 15 extra people you normally wouldn't have there. They're going to buy drinks. We're going to buy food because we've got nowhere else to go. It's
Yeah.
like, we're giving you money anyway, right?
Mm,
And then once you get to those mid tier bands, it's like they're bringing in people that are going to actively engage in the business that you have going, whether it be food and drinks or whatever else they might have on offer. It's like, yeah, we are helping your patron. It's just by physically being there. So why take more than is necessary? Don't price bands out from being able to go on tour, especially the low tier bands. The low tier being like bands that are just starting out with no fans and whatnot. Allow us to do that kind of thing. Keep the arts alive.
yes. Very important because we need live music. Like, yeah,
Yeah, no, don't kill it,
no,
please.
no,
I'm such a fan of all forms of art. Like, man, I can't imagine my life being so grey, man, without like music, without art, like physical art, all those things. Like, but we do not have a very strong emphasis within the government here for the arts, but that's a different brand.
that could lead to another can of worms, and I could get into
Way too.
some political stuff, but no, leave that one.
I'll definitely make that one. No ranch for me.
Oh, all right. Well, the time has come. So Sam's asked Gus all the questions. Now the tables get turned, and now I'm the interviewee, not the interviewer.
Man, I've just asked you so many questions as well in the past couple of hours. All right. Well, one of the ones you asked me, where do you see yourself like in the next 5 years? Like in terms of sort of this product, what's the plan?
I love that question, and it's really put me on the spot because I actually don't. Where do I see myself with this YouTube channel? Still loving, still doing what I love and interviewing bands. There's a few things in the works of what I want to do with this. Maybe get a co-host in from time to time, or maybe
Hmm.
doing interviews at live music as well. I
I
think
haven't seen that for a while. I haven't seen many people doing that anymore.
no, it's something that I've been like I have actually been put on the spot a couple of times to do one. And just like if I had a few more hours notice, I probably could have done it. But with 5 to 10 minutes notice, I'm good at interviewing, but not that
Fair.
established.
No, no, you would need prep, but you should do it. It's man, I used to love like back in the day when we'd have people interview us on site because half the time we'd just be so full of beers, so like the shit that would just spew out of our mouths, like all the good fun, but it's like I would like to see some of that kind of content again.
But yeah, I think there are a couple of things I'm hoping to do. The other thing that I think the most important thing is if the bands are enjoying jumping on and I'm still enjoying interviewing the bands, this sounds horrible and I shouldn't say it, but that actually means more than any number of views or, you know,
That doesn't sound horrible at all. Sounds very altruistic. I like it.
because if the bands are having a good time and I'm enjoying myself, that probably means more than anything could ever be said because that we're having fun, and this has been no exception, I might add, as well.
Thank you.
But
Yeah, no, for sure, man. Like, I mean, fuck, what does a view count really mean? Like, if we went by that metric too, we would have quit ages ago because we don't get that many views and listens. Like, it's just for fun. Yeah,
mm,
good.
and I think
So,
that's my advice actually to anyone is that yeah, if you have a passion for what like if you want to become a podcaster and interview bands and artists, do it because I mean it's really not that hard, especially when you talk to people you've never met. I find that the easiest is when you haven't met the person, it
yeah,
gels a lot easier.
it's,
Don't know why.
it's just so much to ask, right? So,
Yeah, because I've had a couple of instances, and it is becoming more often now that I'm interviewing people I've already interviewed or I know well, and it's just like I watch it back like shit. Doesn't look like I'm nervous, but it actually is that I am
you are.
because yeah, I don't know. People have differing views on that, whether they'd interview people they'd know or interview strangers, but I'm the strangers one.
Yeah, I'm 100%. I mean, not for interviewing, but just talking. Um, I like talking to strangers, like when we go traveling and stuff. It's just there's a world of stuff to talk about. Like if you have talked to or what you do, like someone multiple times, but not much has changed, say within the band. There's only so many things that you can ask about the band, right? We just have to start delving into other stuff to make it even interesting, I guess. But I'm with you. Like I like talking to strangers. It's far more comfortable. All right. Follow up question: how has what you're currently doing in terms of like the interviewing and like gig attendance either changed you as a person or helped you progress as a person? Or how do I want to word this? Well, has it caused, have you, are there any noticeable changes to sort of your, not personality, but to you as like a person that you've noticed because you're engaging with so many different people so consistently?
What a follow up question. The first one was good. Fuck, that's even better. Um, have I seen a change? I think the one thing I've noticed since doing all this is well, one is the amount of local music out there that people have not even heard of outside of the big bands like Northlands, Polaris, Alpha Wolf, etc. But also the fact that the amount of friends that I've made through this as well. Like, I'd rat off probably 200 people that I've met doing this that I
Yeah.
probably would have never crossed paths with if I didn't start attending live music or interviewing bands.
Oh, for sure. Like, fuck, man, it's really hard to meet 200 people, like for anyone. So outside of like what you do, where you actively have to like engage in conversations with all these people.
And someone that
Yeah.
worked, I think today at work, someone said, "Oh, I didn't realize just how well known you are in the scene because I'd seen some of my posts and I'm like, well, if you go back 5 years, I was pretty much unknown. Like a few people would have known me. It's just when you start doing stuff and supporting the scene, people take notice. You go to live music, yeah."
Yeah. Oh, especially within metal, like everyone appreciates people like you, where you're just like that hardcore fan that's at all the shows that like pumps all our stuff. So we have a couple of people around Newcastle that are, they cut from that same cloth. It's like we just all know them. We all fucking like appreciate that kind of effort and that dedication and just the passion for the scene. It's a rare thing, and it's such a niche scene still. Like as big as I guess metal is in the country, it's still like we are our own sort of little segregated uh, little society. So with the people like you that really push it, so yeah, obviously it's very very appreciated for us musos.
But also, I don't want to be the other thing to answer your second part of the question, Gus. I don't want to be having it like no one has said I have an ego and probably never will, but I don't want to get to that point where, because a lot of people have said just how laid back the interview is or how approachable I am. And it's just like, well, I'm no different to anyone else. Like, I'll talk to
Yep.
anyone.
Can you imagine if you ended up being like a Kyle Sandilands a
Oh,
year from now? Yeah, that's your new interviewing style. Just yell at people, man.
I just don't have that yelling capacity. I don't think I could even try it once, Gus. I think I'd try it and then I'd think, shit, did that just come out of my mouth? It's like
That wasn't me.
they're thinking, has Sam woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning or something?
And maybe you're just trying out to be like a vocalist for one of the local bands.
That's one other reason I try and stay away from the mosh pits is mic grabs. I don't want to
No,
do a mic grab.
no, I can't sing, well, I could sing, but I can't do metal vocals for shit at all either. As much as I'd love to be able to.
uh, I should try one. Just do one. Everyone keeps saying do one. I'm like, all right. Next gig, if you're playing and I know your song, I'll try and do a mic rap. But
Give it a go, have some fun. Doesn't have to sound good. That's part of the fun of those like little sections in songs that you hand the mic over for. Just yell,
yeah,
fucking.
scream.
Because half the time, like it's not even going to be the right lyrics. It doesn't matter. Just go, send it.
Oh, well, there is one thing I don't like, and everyone's like, is there anything about an interview you don't actually like? And it's the end.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
this is no exception again because I get off after this meeting. I'm just like, I wanted to talk longer. Not that this hasn't been long, it's been very long, but it's been amazing as usual. And yeah, I've had a great time, Gus, and so glad this
So
happened.
it's been good. Yeah, I'm glad we actually managed to finally tee it up as well. It's
Uh,
like yeah, it was a while ago that you interviewed the other boys, so I'm
Yeah,
glad that I could be around.
because I was looking back and I looked back and it was April 2024. I'm like, nah, it isn't 18 months since that interview.
Was it 2024?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Okay, that's longer than I actually thought. I was thinking it was like this year.
Uh, it was just like,
Time.
so they must have been like one of the last 10 bands I interviewed on the audio one. I'm like, that doesn't sound
The
right.
old platform.
So,
It might have been actually. I said the old platform the other day.
yeah.
Yeah. It might have actually been that from memory. I just fuck man, time has passed. I
Last.
did not realize that.
No,
That
I.
actually, that might have been just before we'd finished writing one of the songs that should be coming out early next year. Hopefully. So yeah, I don't know if they even bothered plugging that one at the time, but obviously it never came out, so it doesn't matter.
I should go back and listen to that interview, actually.
I did listen to it at the time, like after I shed the sickness, but I actually can't remember because I think around that time we did a few podcasts too. Um, I might go back and listen to it as well. Do you have all the old stuff up still?
Yeah, it's surprisingly after all the issues with Spotify and the playing songs on the audio podcast didn't wasn't allowed apparently. All the episodes, funnily enough, are still on my Spotify.
Uh, that's why you couldn't do it. They weren't allowing that, even
They
with the permission
the
of the
permission,
bands.
or I could play one song for an entire episode. Like, nah, that's
Ah, that's rough.
I was just
Yeah,
like,
I didn't. Because it's another like a uh, another show like similar to yours, but they sort of like do reviews and stuff. They play like three, four songs like within their show, and that's on Spotify. I just
uh,
picked on you.
yeah, they don't like me. Probably.
God,
I told the AI robot to get fucked. I'm like, whatever. You're ruining band's reputation. I'm trying to get them some exposure, and you won't allow me to do it. It's
yeah, then they just severely underpay you as well.
yeah. And then the positive out of that though, Gus, is the stories I heard from bands when I went um vocal about it, and they're just like, "Oh, we've had that many bad dealings with Spotify." I'm like, and hearing all this stuff, I'm like, "Shit, I didn't just realize how bad it was."
Yeah, it's. I haven't had like bad dealings, but when you go look at the see, we have access to the metrics of like where the views are and then like the amount of money that you get from different platforms. Like Spotify's got to be at the fucking bottom, man. Like, or if not at the bottom, it's very very close. Apple Music, for example, and Tidal and stuff. I mean, they're just multipliers above per song what you get in terms of revenue. Like they're far more fair. So yeah, Spotify. Yeah.
I think it is actually. It's either second or third worst. I think there's a couple below it, but I'm trying to
Well,
think
there's
what.
one real janky name because I can't remember, but that's probably below. But it's at the bottom for sure.
Mm. Even Bandcamp, you get more as a band than what you do off Spotify.
No one ever listens to our shit on Bandcamp. We sell stuff through it, so like obviously you get whatever the price is. I
Yeah.
can't remember if they take a cut or whatever. But yeah, I don't think we've ever had a listen on Bandcamp, so I don't even know.
Oh, okay. See, and I think that might be what pissed Spotify off because a lot of the music I played on my audio podcast were MP3s or WAV files bought from
Yeah,
Bandcamp, so they're probably thinking, why are you buying stuff off our
I've got to
competition?
listen to it on our platform. Yeah. Okay, I can see why. That's probably why the other show I was talking about earlier they can get away with it because I'm pretty sure they're just embedding uh, from Spotify into the show.
So
So
that
that
I feel like that might be now it's sort of
might be the delineation to why you are unwanted.
unwanted. Oh. All right. Well, it's 7:30, is it? I didn't even realize that. But
Time flew,
Gus,
bro.
oh, flew by that first hour. It felt like 2 minutes.
It's
But
fucking half an hour of just rambling. I do that.
listen to Gus. You don't want to hear me talk for half an hour and ramble. I'd just ramble on
I
about any
didn't want
shit.
to hear my nonsense.
Well, you're in a band and you had other interesting stuff to talk about, with the Freddy Krueger poster and, you know,
Oh man,
trips
yeah.
overseas to
Oh,
Norway. What the fuck did I have? In fact, it's been an absolute pleasure, as have all the interviews I've done. Just before we go, we can check out Cascade Effect on socials and Spotify.
yeah, all the major platforms. Jump on again. All going well. We'll have the song after Christmas, just another dumb fun one, but then we'll start releasing, I guess, the mainline stuff, if you want to call it that. I'm hoping that we'll have 2, 3 singles out pretty quick. If not a single, then like we'll just go down the road of an album or something. The songs are there; they're ready to go. I can write again. Let's do it.
I can't wait to see more of Cascade Effect in 2026, and I'd have Cascade Effect, Gus, Cal, anyone from the band on anytime in the future.
Right, thanks, mate. We very much appreciate just all the support.
It's always, I'm happy to do it, and I'll continue to do it until I can't do it, which I'm hoping is 50
I
years.
hope that's better. I think I have the capacity to do it forever, but then one day you just choose to do something else if you want.
But then I'd probably say, nah, I still want to do the supporting the local scene. Well, Gus, enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening. I was about to say afternoon. We started the chat during the
No,
afternoon.
it's not.
It's not now.
Yeah, you too.
And yeah,
Enjoy, mate.
I'll send you the link tomorrow sometime, and yeah, watch back how
Yeah,
many
sure.
rambling shit Sam has talked about.
Yeah, go back and see what fucking nonsense I was talking about without even realizing it.
uh,
All right, brother.
all right,
Thank you.
absolute pleasure, Gus. Have a good night, and we'll stay in touch.
Shall do. See you, everyone.
See ya.